Anna Arwala from
Yeah.
UC Berkeley Undergraduate.
Yes.
So,
Uh,
Anna, I will share a little bit about your career journey that I got from your LinkedIn. Please correct me if I'm wrong, since this is the data that I got from your LinkedIn. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay. So in 2019 until 2019, Anna worked at Equity Bank Limited as a relationship officer, and then in 2022 until now, she is a blogging lead in ICC Design Lab. Also in 22 until now, she also a written content lead in Coral Reef Innovation Hub. And then in 2024 until now, she is an undergraduate research assistant in UC Berkeley. Also in 2024 until now, she's working at Manhammer as a corporate venture capital intern. So Anna, I see that right now you are in for role. Is that overwhelming
No,
to you?
no, I think the timing is probably wrong. So I did the blogging lead,
Ah,
I ended in 2023. Um, for the undergraduate research assistant, I finished last semester. So I'm not doing the research assistant at the moment. What I'm doing right now is the corporate venture capital intern. Yes.
hmm. So right now
Yeah.
you are only in Manhammer.
Yes, as an intern. Yeah.
Uh, it's a Germany company, right?
Yeah.
That's very cool, very cool. Very nice to know.
Thank.
Okay, let's jump in into the first question, shall we?
Yes, sure.
Okay, I'll read the first one. In a world overflowing with data, how do you separate noise from true insights and transform raw information into something truly impactful?
Um, okay. So thank you so much for the introduction and, for having me in your session. I'm not a very experienced person, but I'm just going to share my from what I have experienced and what lessons I've learned. So, with this question, um, how I deal with it personally is that the first thing that I believe everyone needs to do is you need to first identify your purpose, because this would help you filter out the data that you need. There's so much data going around, right? But you need to know what data is going to be useful for whatever you're going to do. So you need to focus on reliable sources and then discard anything else that is irrelevant. And then the next thing that you need to do after you have, already collected the data that is important for you, you need to analyze before acting. So you need to know, what am I going to do with this data? What are the current trends, patterns? What are people doing with this, in this field that I'm probably venturing into, and I need to use this data. So you need to know, you shouldn't rush, in doing whatever you need to do. Take a step back and think it through before you act. But also do not take too much time, because you're going to miss out on opportunities that could have impact on with whatever you have done. And then the third thing that I believe you should also do is that you need to establish the context of what you're going to do. So you have this data, you've already thought about what you're going to use it for. You need to also establish the context. Basically, by the context, I mean um, maybe the human interactions that you need to help you achieve whatever you want to do. For example, if you're starting a business, right, you need to know the people that you need to reach out to. You need to know the people you're actually solving the problem for. So you need to figure out anything that's surrounding how you're going to make use of the data. So the context of the data. So this could be in terms of human interactions, experience, and also storytelling. And then the last thing that I believe you need to do is to, once you've already establish how you're going to use your data and you've used it, you need to share your insights with people, communicate whatever you've done to other people. This can guide other people as well. So you need to communicate findings in a way that others understand and act upon. And that is what makes information truly valuable. So at the end, you need to convert the data that you've collected into useful information. So basically, that's how I would describe how you could achieve this.
Okay, really great perspective, Anne. So let me summarize it a bit. So the first thing we need to setting the purpose, and then the second thing we need to analyze the data, and then lastly we share that data. That's right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So you,
really.
yeah,
Mhm,
you identify, you have the purpose, you identify
mhm.
the data that you need, you analyze before you act, and then you establish the context of, what you're going to do with the data, and then make actionable insights at the very end by sharing to other people. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for that answer. I'm sure it will be very inspiring for our team here. Okay. Let's jump into the second question. The next one is entrepreneurs are like a modern day alchemist, turning ideas into a gold. And you have been at the crossroad of technology, business, and innovation. What is the single most powerful lesson you have learned about transforming a vision into a reality?
Thank you for the question. One thing is I've learned so many lessons. Like you said, I've been at this intersection of, I've engaged in entrepreneurship, innovation as well, and technology as well, being a computer science major. And I think one important lesson that I've learned is that execution is everything. So basically, what I mean by this is that ideas are easy and everyone has them. So the difference between a dream and a reality is the relentless commitment, to taking action. So you shouldn't just hold on to your ideas. You need to find ways to bring your ideas to reality. And also, I believe that the greatest entrepreneurs are not the ones who just imagine a better future. They actually build it, brick by brick, or they can do so many mistakes, but it's how passionate or driven you remain, and how committed you still remain, that helps you achieve whatever you want to do. And success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. You need to, because it will never come. People wait for the perfect opportunity, but the problem is the perfect opportunity is never really labeled as the perfect opportunity. You need to go out and seek them. So I also believe that it's about starting now. You can make small progress little by little and adapt along the way. Mistakes can happen, but that's fine. So it's about picking yourself up and continuing, and surround yourself with people who challenge you and learn from failures instead of fearing them, and stay obsessed with solving real world problems. So I've said lots of things, but I think in general, what I'm saying is that execution is indeed everything. You need to, you know, remember the goal that you have, and just stick to it despite any challenges or obstacles you may face. So yeah.
Oh, wow. That's really opens my mind actually. By you're stating that we should build our dream brick by brick, even though there is failure, maybe the bricks breaking or something. That's okay as long as we are making progress, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And let's
You're
go
welcome.
to the last question, shall we?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, the last one is how do you envision technology continuing to break barriers and redefine access, especially in a field that traditionally resistant to change, like hospitality?
Mhm. Yeah, so I think that I think that technology is no longer just an addition to hospitality. I believe that technology is the driving force, that's helping hospitality become better and better. For example, with Bukit Vista, with how you guys are using AI to make the lives of your customers, the people who are staying in the villas, much easier. And the booking process and everything is becoming easier and easier through technology. So technology is helping many fields, even in fields that were traditionally resistant to change, innovation has a way of breaking through. So technology is finding its way even in hospitality. For example, I love the work you guys are doing because you help empower, local hosts and businesses. For example, you are transforming hospitality by enabling small property owners to compete with global hotel chains, AI driven, you have smart property management, seamless booking experiences that you guys are doing. So technology has indeed found its way to hospitality, and hospitality, even if it's no longer resistant to change. That's what I would say. And also data and AI have allowed personalized guest experiences. So, imagine a world where technology, anticipates a traveler's preferences even before they arrive. It adjusts your room settings, curates your local experiences. And also hospitality has been slow to sustainable practices, but technology is forcing a shift, with the smart energy systems, water saving solutions, and AI optimized operations. So I would say that currently hospitality is no longer a field that is resistant to technology, because technology has found its way, and every field has been forced to adapt because technology is currently evolving. And if you don't find a way to make your company or whatever you're selling evolve with the technology currently, then you're going to be behind. So technology is actually the driving force for hospitality. And so the future. So hospitality has always been about welcoming people, creating memorable experiences. But the difference now is that technology is expanding what's possible. So the industry's resistance to change is fading because currently you have customers or guests who demand innovation. Guests want you to recommend places, that they can go to, restaurants that they can visit, cafes that they can go to. So basically, I would say that, companies like Bukit Vista, you are not just adapting, you're leading, by taking technology into hospitality, you're leading in this industry. And that's the future of hospitality. One where technology will not replace hospitality, but technology is going to make hospitality better and better. So it's not a replacement. That's what I would say.
Okay, thank you very much. So technology will always find a way to change that fields that traditionally resistant to change, right? Yeah, thank you very much, Anne. For Mr. Jing, you have something to say to Anne?
Good to see you again. Amazing.
Good to see you. How are
All right.
you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm back in California again, actually. So guess what? They're having me speak again. So I'm going to be in April at the Richard Newton lecture. Yeah. So twice in
That's
twice in 2
amazing.
years. I know.
Wow.
Let me actually give everybody a really personal introduction on how I met Anne. So Anne, I think, was sitting behind me in Engineering 183 by Naeem Zahar, right? So
Yeah.
by some stroke of coincidence, I had been referred to visit this professor's class, and for some strange reason, they said, "Why don't you give feedback to all our students?" So each student came up to pitch a startup idea, and I never really thought I would be qualified, but I think it went over pretty well, right? I think I gave some pretty good advice.
Yeah, you
Um,
did.
so Anne was sitting behind me, and she was checking out my laptop, and I think I showed you our AI systems, right? I showed you
Yeah.
Gaia. I showed you the 3D spatial maps. I showed you
Mm-hmm.
how we process inquiries, and Anne was blown away. She was like, "Whoa, that is so cool."
Yeah.
So that was our first encounter, and it was very inspirational because Anne had no fear. She just came up and talked to me like I was just another student in the class. And then later, I think for the startup graduation, right, the startup semester graduation, I attended your graduation, and we jammed later on that evening about Christmas and your return to Ghana and how you were going to change the world in Ghana, and I could see that happening. Yeah, so now today Anna is at Boogie Vista. Tomorrow she'll probably be the president of Ghana. So it's very inspirational to see just enormous amounts of maturity, enormous amounts of positivity, and relentless fearlessness in her approach to the world. So that part I think is where I got really inspired by you, Anna. So it's good to see you again. We probably met a third time too, but I'm not sure. Were you at the original lecture?
The pizza place when you were at the Great Hall and there was like we had like pizza.
Yeah,
lots of us.
yeah, that's right.
It
The
was
pizza,
that time.
yeah, that's right. That's right. And we had a personal talk about the future too. Yeah, with
And politics
Nikki.
as well. It was a long conversation.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. So very exciting to meet fellow people along the way on our journey. And it's definitely a pleasure to have you back as an inspirational speaker with us today. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Anna's kind of close to the age of you guys in the same generation. So please, I'm sure she'll be happy to take some questions if anybody has any ask Anna anything. Yeah. Okay. All right. Pass it over back to Wida.
Okay, so anybody want to ask any question? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so no. Well,
I'll
then,
ask a question. I'll ask a question. Where are you
okay.
now, Anna?
I don't know if you know Accra. Accra is the capital city.
Yes, capital of Ghana, correct? Okay.
Yes.
What's
That's
it like there? Is there like a ton of people? I looked at the population pyramid of Ghana, and it is a correct pyramid. It is like more children being born. What does it feel like being on the ground there in Accra?
It's well, the population is actually a lot, but you have like a lot more youth population than old people, and also kids as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, cool. I'll pass it over to the next person for a question. Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody want to ask another question?
Probably I would.
Okay.
Actually, hi Anne, I'm Furcon. We probably meet, several times ago, if you remember. So, how do you see the AI development in Ghana, especially because I'm sorry, probably like most of people,
Sorry?
how is the AI development actually happening in Ghana? Or in because it's a stereotype that Africa probably like quite less developed, but I think in some parts like they offer a very unique and also special things. So yeah, I would like to learn like how is actually the technology development in your country.
The AI development.
In your country.
Okay. Yes. So I've had the how do I say? I've had the advantage of experiencing, how the AI development is in Africa and also in the US where I was. So what I've noticed between the two places, I don't know about the other places, but in Africa, AI development is very slow. It's something that is still like trying to gain, traction, and there's a lot of encouragement for people to dive into that field. But one thing that I would say that's hindering people is that I've noticed, especially innovation when it comes to Africa, is that we are very skeptical. I don't know if that's something I've noticed, between the innovation in the two places. So, for example, what I mean is that you can go. I've seen this happen. AI startups or people pitching AI products, but then you have African investors or people here who could actually invest in the startups questioning or being very doubtful, of that technology or of how like the significance of it, if that makes sense. So I think that's also contributing to it being very slow. We have people are not very accepting yet fully of AI. So that's a problem. I think I understand why they would be, skeptical about it. There are some negative things that have been attached to, the growth of AI, but also on the other side, there's also the good stuff. But I think people need to know how, there's also the good side. And if they're scared of the bad side, we could always find ways to cater for that. But I think so. It's very slow currently. Hopefully, in the next few years, it will grow. I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, we are hoping so. Thank you, and back to Weda.
Thank you for
Okay.
calling.
Thank you, Kak Furqan, for the question and for the answer for that. Seems like it's the time up for the session of our inspirational speaker. And thank you for joining us in our all hands meeting. Yeah, if you want to stay here, that's totally fine. Or if you have any other obligation and you want to leave, that's totally fine too. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you so much. I just want to thank you, all of you. I don't have much experience, so to be invited as an inspiration speaker, for me, it's a huge pleasure and it's an honor. And to hear Jing say I inspired him, I don't know how, but thank you.
Your
Uh,
energy, it's clear. Yeah. Oh,
Thank
I
you
have a
so
fun
much.
question. I have a fun question. So in
Yeah.
West Africa,
Mhm.
most your neighbors are all French speaking, but Ghana is English speaking. Can you tell us a little bit about how that happened?
That is shocking, because like I don't understand how we are between French-speaking countries and we
Yeah,
are.
Cote d'Ivoire and Benin. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
but I've heard is that the government wants to make it. I don't know how they would do it, but they want to introduce French and make it a French-speaking nation. I don't understand how, but they want to do that. So apparently, okay, why this is so is because of the scramble and petition that happened during colonialism. So
Yeah,
I
correct.
think
Correct.
the British took this part and then the French took the other side. So that's how, ended up. Low-key
Yeah.
wish we were a French-speaking country because French is really, it's nice.
Yeah, true. Then you could hang out with. I remember some of the startup. Yeah, I remember the French contingent in the startup
Yeah.
group. They were always very stylish, always very confident that they always knew the best way to do things. So, attitude. Okay. All right. Cool. Ed, thank you for coming. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much,
much.
guys. Very humbled. Thank you.
Thank you,
Okay.
Bye.
Anne.
Fantastic. All
Bye.
right. Good day, everyone. So, good morning, Big Vista. How's everyone doing? Yeah. Good. Good. All right. Anna's pretty. I don't know how to describe it. I would say she's one of those people that is sort of magnetic. As soon as you meet them, they just have so much like energy and vision, and they really want to push something forward. It's not hard to believe that she'll be a person you want to pay attention to later. It might be an incredible experience. Okay, I'm always curious actually. So just part of my nature, and I looked up her part of the world, which is really interesting. So Anne comes from West Africa, and West Africa is over here, right? And Ghana is this country. So Ghana's between Cote d'Ivoire and Benin. These are like we just spoke about. They're both former French colonies. And Ghana's got this spot over here. And it's located in Accra. So it's a major city that is on the coastline over here. But this is interesting. This is pretty fun. So if you go over here to the next major city, this city is called Lome. So this city is split in half. Half of it is in Togo, and the other half of it is in Ghana. So imagine that. Imagine like Jakarta, and half of it is in, I don't know, Brunei, and the other half is in Indonesia. I've never seen a city split in half between two countries like that. That's very, very, very interesting. What Anna just said about the scramble for Africa is actually a really interesting subject. If you guys are interested in geopolitics, a lot of the tensions that you see in Africa right now are a result of very illogical borders being drawn across the continent for different people get kind of split apart. And that's a pretty good example of that. Like half the people in the city live in one country, the other half of the people in the city live in the other country. So that's something that's interesting. Okay. Hopefully inspirational speakers from all over the world help us feel a little bit less lonely in our entrepreneurial journey. It's not everywhere that people feel and think the same way about personal success and career success. The entrepreneur mindset is I think it is fairly rare, but increasingly more common. I remember it wasn't even a subject taught in school, but these days, I think Furqan has seen this too in our university relationships. It's become more and more the leading subject as different industries have seen I don't know, horizons that are shorter and shorter on traditional industries. Okay, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Last week I took up a lot of time to get to know everybody, to listen to your feedback. So this week I'm going to give that time back. Okay, I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to allow for the continuation of the rest of the little hands. All right, you guys know who I am. You know what I talk about. Nothing has changed. So let's just get on and move to the next section. Okay. So our host today can skip over me and go to the next speaker, and that's it. Okay. All right.
Okay, the floor is to Mas Ardi as the moderator, and I'll share the screen.
Okay, thank you, Kak Weda. Okay, we will wait Kak Weda for sharing the screen. Okay, we move to vision and mission statement that will be bring by Kak Sarah. Sarah, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Cardi. Good morning, everyone. This is Sarah as the guest experience manager. Okay, here delivering the hospitality performance. First of all, yeah, we can skip right to the semester 6 target. The revenue is $3.5 million US. As for the hospitality target, it's 85% 5-star ratings, and the brand target is 370,000 US. Return. Okay. Yeah, as for the hospitality target and achievements, next up. Okay, I just want to preface that there's gonna be a lot of decreases. This is because we finally gain compliance from various partners, and the method that we've been using is by unlisting their deactivating their listings for some time to gain on compliance. But now that some of the compliance have been shown by partners, their commitments have been gathered, we've decided to reactivate some of the listings. And this is shown, first of all, from the accuracy score. Last week it was 87.3, and now it's 86.4%, so a decrease in 0.9. Next. Okay. As for check-in, same amount of decrease, 0.9. This week we're at 87.2% compared to last week, 88.1. Next. All right, for the cleanliness, the decrease is 0.7%. Actually, this is the smallest decrease. Later you'll see. But yeah, for this week, we're at 80.9%. Next. All right. As for the communication, again 0.9% decrease compared to last week. We're now at 86.2%. Okay. Next up is for the location. Actually, this is quite the trend. The location score is tends to be the one that has the most significant decrease. We're at 1.1% decrease compared to last week. Next. All right. As for the last score, which is value, we're at a decrease of 0.8% compared to last week. Okay, right. Okay, so as for the overall rating, we're at the decrease of 2.0%. Once again, this is due to the reactivation of many of the listings from partners, which we've already gathered compliance. Some of them being White Hill, that's one of them. Many of the actually it's equal. Many of the investment package and branding package properties, we've gathered some compliances from the owner. Yep, I think that's it from hospitality. Next slide. Okay, as for the sample reviews, actually there's not much like new findings or new like trend of issues. It's back to like misexpectations. For example, from the first review from Ulu Bali, guests got some misexpectation about noises from the property, and onto Kembang Kuning to the right. In the review, the guests state that there's some cleanliness issues, which is a trend in the property. Okay, next slide. Okay, for the insights, we will in the ops team we will strive for um, more proper expectation, especially on nearby disturbances, and as for like the cleanliness and maintenance. This is also like the compliance that we're striving to get from partners, is to keep up the cleanliness, the functionality of the amenities, such as the Wi-Fi showcased in one of the reviews that we've seen previously. Also, other uh, services that guests can get in the property, such as expectation regarding cash payment. As for the last part, we're once again gonna prioritize more on the transparent communication, operational enhancements regarding cleanliness, especially, and guest support in case of complaints and uh, case managements. I think that would be all from the hospitality updates. Next up to Kak Furkon.
Okay,
for
thank
the
you. Okay, thank you very much, Kak Sarah, and very good morning to all of you. So I believe this has been declared several weeks ago that we declared to fail achieving our revenue target achievements. However, to let you know about the updates, please over to the next slide. We are currently at 2,550,000 USD progression, uh, and yeah, looking from this bar, it's actually like more yeah, we can see that why we have declared the failure to achieve the revenue target. However, the update will still be there to keep you in loop about the most our recent performance and also achievement for the revenue target. However, since we have declared, we would like to also announce to all of our members that Mr. Jing and also Bella has decided that we will have the semester 7 revenue target at 4.2 million USD. So let's aim forward. As we have passed the recovery week, last week we have gone into the reflection, and we have gone into the understanding of what we can do better, what our leaders could do better, give feedback to each other. So let's keep it and make sure that we can hit the next semester target. Okay. Next into the partner stability target achievement. For the partner churn budget, we actually still in the budget. However, need to actually inform that from our discussion with Mr. Jing, with Mr. Jing, we actually decided to change the decision or the counting time to count the partner churn budget. So there is a slight difference in the number. However, based on the revised version of this partner churn budget, we currently in the 330,000 USD from the maximum of boarded contract value at 370,000 USD. For the breakdowns, Weda, please help to move into the next slide. Yeah, so these are the new breakdowns for the revised version of the partner churn budget updates. If you would like to see the more details, I have attached the link to the partner churn coda, which you can access from this Canva link, and then go to this specific page and then just click on the partner churn coda to see the details. And yep, next slide, please. Same with the revenue target. We actually Bella and also Mr. Jig have decided for the partnership target for the semester 7 is at 300,000 USD. However, the breakdowns for each month has not been declared yet. So yeah, that's the latest update that we have. Okay, so that's basically it. Thank you very much, everyone. Directly back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Kak Furkon, for delivering the revenue target semester. And we move to the next session, company team target and achievement that will be bring by Kak Furkon. Kak Furkon, floor is yours.
Okay, I will just be brief because we still have many things to be updated, yeah, from last week. So for March target, we have 4 targets. The first one, revenue target, we are at 340,000 USD, accounting around 83% the progression to achieve the target. And then for starting revenue target for the next month, we are at 162,000 USD, accounting 56% to achieve the target. 5-star percentage, we are currently at 84.7%, accounting 96.8% to achieve the target. And urban target, as we saw, 42,000 USD, accounting around 93% of the progression to the maximum budget. Means that probably we do not have any space left, yeah, for the offboarding this month, partnership this month. So what are our opportunities in March? In March, we managed to have 62% occupancy, 12% expired dates, 2% maintenance, and also 2% owner usage. So we have around 23 nights available to sell to achieve the target that we aim at 408,000 USD. So that's the report. Back to you, Kardi.
Okay, thank you, Kak Furkon, for deliver the company team target and achievement. Next, we move to weekly mission inspiration. We start from Bukit Vista mission is to inspire delight through hospitality innovation that positively transform our partners that will be bring by Kak Nadia. Kak Nadia, floor is yours.
Okay, so there are 2 points there actually for the ranking delivery. So the last 2 weeks, it was from the 6th of March. We delivered the partner. It's actually from the oldest one. So it's actually we delivered the partner ranking award to Zumera Hills to KBPP as an advocate. And yeah, we delivered the award as appreciation, and this property was ranked diamond. And last week, from the 13th of March, we also delivered during the RTT to Villa Serenity, Ibu Mega, and also her husband, sorry, as the advocates. And we also delivered some the awards. Actually, they come to collect it, Romeo and also the Kembang Kuning. Both ranking diamond for Kembang Kuning and also Romeo is the platinum. Thank you. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Nadia, for the innovation partner ranking award delivery. And next to Kak Dea.
Bang Ardi, I have on behalf of Dea, I want to announce the stand sign in Serayu Brawa. We installed the stand sign for awareness, brand awareness of Bukit Vista on Serayu Brawa, because there is ongoing construction beside the alley, and the sign was placed in front of Serayu Brawa with the goal of ensuring to scan are available. And maybe this is I want to say thank you for Bang Fasha and also Reza for make this happen. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Rehan. Next, we move to Kak Hafiz. Kak Hafiz, floor is yours.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So I just want to announce that last week we just launched an automated newsletter that inform partner about the pricing adjustment strategies implemented by the revenue management team, which have successfully secured bookings. And we believe that sharing this update is a positive step in aligning owner with our goals and strengthening their trust in our strategies, ultimately helping to reduce the partner churn as well. So a big thanks to the engineering team for their effort and in deploying this automation. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you, Kak Hafiz. Next, we move to Kak Marcel. Kak Marcel, floor is yours.
Oh, okay. So about 2 weeks ago, last week I think, we rolled out about the housekeeper bounty program on the newsletter towards partners and staff. This is last week screenshot, but right now I think we have a lot of engagement. I think about 60 comments and upvotes. So yeah, I hope this can empower better housekeeper. Then should have give a challenge to property manager, because the one who wins should be from the full board property, something like that, right? So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Marcel. Next, come back to Kak Nadia.
It's the same. I already mentioned before in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We move to inspiring the hospitality in the industry through technology innovation that will be delivered by Kak Reza. Kak Reza, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kak Arti. So first of all, I'm apologies for the unstable signal. So I have prepared a video for a demo instead. So could you play it when I'm explaining, Kak? So this is the result for 3D visualization Bali versus Lombok. Because the problem for the previous 3D visualization was only covered Bali, leaving out Lombok as another key destination. And the lack of insight, because the relationship between guest movement and property review in Bali and Lombok was not well represented. So the solution that has been implemented is, the first is Lombok data integration. So data review in Lombok have been added, expanding the map coverage and in changing data accuracy. The data set has been updated using the latest source for Lombok Island, so ensuring the more accurate representation. With this improvement, the 3D visualization map now provide a more comprehensive overview for guest movement in Bali and Lombok. This allow for deeper analysis and a better insight into traveler pattern and property review in both destination. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, thank you, Kak Reza. And for the next, back to Kak Reza again.
Okay.
Kak Reza.
Okay, thank you. So this is the second one for excited to introduce the embedded Nusantara Atlas map to our website. So this is the embedded, allowing user to explore the stunning map transformation of Bali over the years. This interaction map offer a side-by-side comparison showing the island landscape in 1965 versus the present day state by utilizing advanced mapping technology. But for now, there is some limitation regarding the interface of the Nusantara Atlas map. Currently, there is no option to hide or close the tab on the left side of the map because due to the restriction within the Nusantara platform itself. However, I will continue to explore potential solution. So if their method become available, I will implement it immediately to improve user experience. Thank you, Kak.
Okay, thank you, Kak Reza. Okay, next move to Kak Titan. Kak Titan, floor is yours.
Okay, Mas Ardi, thank you. This is announcement about automation for partner account deactivation after property offboarding. So we encountered some problems. The first, when a property is offboarded, the partner account linked to that property remains active. Then the second, the number of active partners accounts becomes inaccurate as it still includes accounts that are no longer actively using Bivigo. And the third, this leads to inaccurate analytic in Data Vista for monitoring Bivigo activity, and it's potentially causing adoption numbers to appear lower and not reflect the actual situation. For the solution, later I will present the demo, but I will explain it first. To address this data inaccuracy, we have developed an automate mechanism to deactivate partner accounts linked to off-border property. However, if a partner account is also connected to other active properties, it will remain unaffected by this mechanism. This action is reversible. Deactivated partner account can be reactivated via bigger partner account settings. I would like to share some demo. Okay. Yep. Yes, this is the metric what I mean in the first explanation. So we want to ensure this data is accurate. So it is affected by the data from bigger. Here I have one sample property dummy, hibiscus villa test purpose. And we can see here there are two users, property owners and staff, Bifigo testing owner and Bifigo testing staff. So we can see here the second page about the partner list. We can see the owner user have many connected properties, and then for the the staff only connected to hibiscus villa. And when user want to offboard the property, then click edit in property status field, choose or change to non-partner. Then click update. After that, just refresh the page, or you can just do this. Yep, it automatically changes the status of the user when the user only connected one properties which offboarded. It will immediately inactivate. But if the user still connected to other property, it still be active user. That's for the short demo. For further question, you can contact to engineering team. Thank you. Back to Mas Aldi.
Okay, thank you Katitan for the demo, and we move to next session, core value recognition. Okay, we start from Kak Matthew, and because Kak Matthew is not here, I will read the Kak Matthew. Yesterday, in the middle of his complex task, Reza still gives some time to help me fix bug on bigger translator. This is not the first time he assisting me, but he also ever gave some idea about UI layout to in past. Thanks for helping me. Okay, the person recognized is Kak Reza. Okay, we move to Kak Reza as a nominator. Kak Reza, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kak Arti. So I want to recognize Kak Vidi. Thank you, Kak Vidi, who taught me many new things related to data visualization and provide guidance to work of a data analyst. I truly appreciate for the time and effort Kak Vidi has dedicated to mentoring me, as well as valuable insight that will contribute in my career development. Thank you, Kak Vidi, for helping others to help themselves.
Okay, thank you, Kak Reza. Next, we move to Kak Rehan. Kak Rehan, floor is yours.
Okay, this is for Kak Kayla, for help other to help themselves. So during my time as CM operator, maybe 2 weeks ago, I was overwhelmed several times with various tasks and partner requests. And Kak Kayla as VP of operations, Kak Kayla give guidance to stay calm. And the most important thing is direct the route to escalating the issue. So that's very good, and thank you for helping me. Back to Mas Ardi.
Okay, thanks to Kak Rehan. Next, we move to Kak Kayla. Kak Kayla, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. This one is a shout out to Kanza and Sarah. you guys can see the image attached basically. Claire, if you have been working in partnership or operations for a while, you will know that she is extremely hard to impress. And initially, she was also very against inspections, as it made her feel not trusted. But somehow, Kanza managed to turn that out completely and nailed the inspections, and resulting in what she mentioned on the photos. This is also a shout out to Sarah as her strategist and supervisor, because she has specifically targeted lot 3 for improvement. I think this has been like her countless effort too, from the newsletter and building anticipation with partners and scheduling inspections. So it all made up in the end, basically. So well done, Sarah and Kanza. Thank you.
Okay, thank you Kak Kayla, and we move to announcement. Yeah, there's some announcement, so we will let Kak Krishna as PIC. Kak Krishna, floor is yours.
Thank you, Kardi. So, yeah, honestly, this is a really hard decision for me. I was accepted in Bukit Vista on August 2022, combining internship part-time and full-time. I nearly working here almost 3 years. What truly meaningful thing Bukit Vista gave me was trust, because Vivi trusted me by becoming my first place of internship and my first place of full-time employment. All this time, I'm exposed to many supervisors, so I can learn many things here. In operation back in the day, I remember Eka told me how to do things from the very basics, such as what is Airbnb and how to reply Airbnb messages. Mr. Jing gave me chances to lead the team and teach me about leadership, even when probably I keep on disappointing him. So really sorry for that. But the trust given is what I truly appreciate. Kak Shelin teach me about HR and what activity follows. Kak Vidi and Kak Bayu, not to mention, teach me about engineering project management and AI prompting, and many more that I cannot mention one by one. Yes, I got some issues in the last couple of months here, but to be fair, it doesn't compromise all the skill and all the value I have acquired here in Bukit Vista. It's unfortunate that I cannot be part of another semester here in Bukit Vista, but I really wish for all of you guys to stay healthy, happy, and successful. I think that's all. I will give back the stage to moderator.
Okay, okay, thanks from Kak Krishna. Next to Kak Ali. Kak Ali, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mas Ardi. With a hard decision and heavy heart, I would like to announce that I will last day work at April 7, 2025. This is a hard decision because I want to continue my studies in our in UGM. Is because I have a tight deadline in our campus in I might be August, so I would like to focus in my study to complete the thesis, and I feel like to tell about I feel can parallel to working full time and working with my thesis. So I would like to decide this is a decision. So that's so, and also I would like to thank you to Bukit Vista that give me opportunity become a part of our team in this team, especially the first time I intern and I part timer at the previous years, starting at 2023. It's my truly a good opportunity for me to learning about AI, learning about uh, engineering, and all about engineering, I think. And I want to appreciate our team and thankfully, especially Kak Bayu, Ovidi, Mas Robin, that giving me ilmu or learning about some AI problem solving and especially engineering matters. I want to like to thank you to Mr. Jing and Mak Wayana, that everyone here that's who made so valuable to me in incredible journey in this company. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you. I hope Bukit Vista can continue to success and we can stay in touch next future. Thank you. Back to Ardi.
Okay, thanks Kak Ali. Next to Kak Restu. Restu, floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Kak Ardi, for the time. I think this is same as Ali and Krishna. This is a very difficult decision for me, yeah. Especially I'm the one that the latest recruitment from Bukit Vista. So to announce this resignation is quite hard, yeah, for me. But the first thing I want to say is I want to say thank you for the opportunity that has been given to me by Kabayu, Kofidi, and all of the trust that you giving me for the past few months. It's been a very valuable experience. I learned a lot from all the talented person here in Bukit Vista, all about management, all about AI, and many things that will be a long list to say in this announcement. But the second thing I want to say is I want to apologize for maybe I'm not giving my best to contribute more in this company, and one that might be the regret that maybe I will face not by not fully met my potential here in Bukit Vista. And yeah, I hope Bukit Vista is continue to success in the future and still inspire delight by hospitality. And maybe I'm gonna give a special thanks especially for engineering team ya. Sukses terus buat engineering team. Stay solid. You are the best. And maybe yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kak Restu. That's all from the announcement session. And before back to Kaweda for closing this all hands, I will don't forget to finish personal updates end of day, and that's all. Back to Kaweda.
Okay, that's all for our today's all hands session. Thank you everyone for attending this session and have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.